Hello and welcome to another Raggy's live beer reviews, live Advent Calendar beer reviews. Can't see the Advent Calendar because it's down a bit low, it's just there. So I'll have to do something with the camera. Good evening, Benjamin and Michael. Hope everyone's okay. Internet issues already. I've had to log on to my phone and do it from my phone. So hopefully the internet doesn't play up. Hopefully I'm not lagging. Hopefully you can hear me as we go forward. So, good evening, Hagen. How are you, mate? Is the sound and video quality all right? You know, just it's going to be a low resolution. Good evening, Adam. It's going to be a low resolution because any higher and the internet just is crap. So, good evening, Mercy Bears. So, there we go. There's the camera. Seems spot on. Oh, good. So here's number one. Hopefully they're all on the right shelves because I have no idea. Beers and banter. Good evening. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Craig and Max. So the first beer is Black Christmas, isn't it? So from S43 Brewery. Good evening, Jackman. So let me twist this back round because that's a right bloody angle, that is. So, and good evening, Gilbert. Hope we're all well. Oh, I hope that happened then. S43 Brewery, Taika, or whatever it's called. New Zealand Pale. Oh, Tom. Hey. Good evening, Trilby Phil. New Zealand Pale, 5.2% ABV. Drink fresh, it says. I'm surrounded by glasses and whatnot. Good evening, Benjamin. So, what's in your can? Wahiti hops, Nelson, Motueka, Stricklebracht. That's a different one. Good evening, Craig H. And Motier, M-O-U-T-E-R-E. Malt is Marisotta, oats, wheat, Vienna, dextrin. Yeast is London Ale Free. I've heard of London Ale Free before. Fuller's Vintage Ale 2022. Oh, I would love that beer. Got to be honest. So, I'm off out at 6:15. I'm going over to my workplace for it's basically like a wedding meal. So we're going over, we're going to be doing loads of tasters, drinking a beer, and yeah, it's going to be, and I'm going to be dressed smart for a change instead of looking like a scruff. These things happen now and again. So, hope everyone's okay. Are we all enjoying the football? So here we go. Ooh. S43 Brewery. Not sure where they're at, actually. After one day, I'll update. That's a nice looking pour. Really vibrant orangey colour on that. Just out of curiosity, where are they from? Can't see. Oh, Durham. Aha, Durham. Good evening, John. No, I don't think they have. I think they're still around, Benjamin. I think, S43. I know that Low Cost had a load of them in, so I expected at least one. Free piss up that tonight for some. I'm driving. Yeah. Do I think Broadside is a good beer? Of course. Yeah. So lovely looking pour. It looks fantastic to me. It looks a bit like my Citra Pale Ale from last night. S43 have gone. Beer's being brewed by VAUX. Oh no. Jesus. There was the other brewery down Cornwall that went the other week, wasn't it? I thought it was St. Austell, but it's not them. It's the one we met Betty Stoggs. Skinner's Brewery. Good evening, Alan. How are we? So yeah, lovely looking pour. Nice 1.5 centimetres of white head. That's really sad about S43. No use tagging them into the beer reviews then. Unless somebody else is doing their I wondered why. I sometimes wonder why when low cost has a load in from a certain brewery. Is there a reason? You know, beer's going cheap. There's usually a reason, and that is really sad. So, that's tropical notes on the aroma. Ooh, tasting nice fresh taste. Quite hoppy. Certainly easy drinking. What's the ABV? Probably a good thing it's not an S43 sacked all their staff just before Christmas. Well, we know a company that did that a couple of years ago, 5.2% New Zealand Pale. So, not heard of some of the ops on this. Good evening, Greg, and good evening, Darren. They're selling their remaining stock quite cheaply on the website. Oh, that's sad to hear, isn't it? It's sad to hear when any breweries go. You know, behind every brewery, there's staff, isn't there? There's a chain, pubs, if there are pubs. Yeah, it really is sad. No beer for you today, but for the weekend. Fair play, fair play. Mr. Goathead, good evening. Mr. Thomas, good evening. It's good to be back doing the lives. The Fuller's Vintage Ale is a beauty. I really do need to get that. I might have to take some money to Newark and join my mate when he goes to Screwfix and get him to take me to Waitrose and go and get a bottle so I can actually review it. Costa, it does. It looks an absolute cracker. I mean, this light in here will not show it as good as daylight will. So, but it is. I mean, from my side, it's looking spot on. Apart from picture quality, obviously. But so, I've got the Wi-Fi on. I'm using the Wi-Fi off the phone on a low resolution to keep this going. But as long as it works, that's all that matters. You know, that's the reason I kind of killed beer reviews off lives, because every time I put one on, it just died on me. It's died tonight. Bloody internet. How can it's my son? I will sort out at some stage a full wired connection all the way to the shed. You need to find the Fuller's Vintage. Still got 2021. Never even seen it. Never even seen it in 2021. So tasting and smelling are really nice. Really sad to hear about S43. I don't like to see any breweries going, you know. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of upsetting, isn't it? That really needs to be up there, doesn't it? Let me see if I can find a box or a little glass. Oh, I've got a glass. I've got lots of glasses. Here we go. Let's see if that's better. Hey, now we're cooking. So, just don't want to hit it tonight. Beer Gorilla tonight. Pizza and a pint for 11 quid. Oh, fair play, fair play. Cheaper than putting the eating on. I'll tell you what, Jagman. Sunday dinners. Do you know, when you think about Sunday dinner, is it worth cooking the dinner at home? Because by the time you've paid for all the food, the cooking of it, the gas and electric, going to a pub and having a dinner in the pub, even a cheap dinner. One, the pub's getting a bit of money off you. Two, you're not spending all that money on food, which is expensive as hell at the moment. And three, you can have a beer. So it's a win-win situation. I'm all good for that. Send them to me and I'll dispose of them. Fair play, Thomas. Fair play. My British cash price has gone up to 310 a month today. You're joking. How much do you have it on, mate? Out of curiosity, you know. That frightens me, that does. And how old's your house? In any case, let me get the review part of this out of the way before I just chat all day. So, yeah, very tropical. You would expect it for being a New Zealand pale. You would expect tropical flavours from the south into South Pacific area. I think anyway. Yeah, I've been at work all day. It's been a long day. My car's failed the MOT, shock absorber, welding, and actually I've had advisories for free tyres, so that's great. So at some stage I've got to pay for free tyres, but not until I got the bloody MOT out of the way first. Local landlord is going to struggle with the Sunday dinner crowd, and there's a lot wanting seats for the football. I noticed that in a pub the other week when I was in York. There was a football match on, and I tell you what, everywhere was rammed. As soon as the football finished, easy going. Loads of tables spare to sit down, but not when the football was on. What you really need is some sort of outdoor area with a bit of heaters. Only just put the heating on today. 11-year-old house, direct debit for gas, and it's £200 a month. 62 quid before April. That is frightening. I mean, we pay monthly, so we were loads in credit, and then they changed it, and then we're out of credit, and it's like, how can you be one or the other? Local places reserving seats for us and staying open later. They can't. No, I don't think anybody can turn down the extra money at the moment in hospitality and retail. Hospitality more so than anywhere. Good evening, David. How are you doing? So yeah, tropical pour. It's tasting absolutely spot on. That is, like I say, really sad to hear that these guys have gone out of business. A lovely long-lasting taste at the back. It's got a real fruity kick at the back. Tropical fruity kick, mind. I couldn't tell you what the fruits are. Yeah, I'm not that bloody clever, and I don't bullshit either. So, as it does. Knackered. What have you been doing? Since we turned hot water off and we don't need our electric bills to drop massively. Yes, this is also a thing. We're only having our heating on 3 hours a day now, and I religiously tell the kids, turn the heating off. Once it's up to a certain height, it takes all night to go down, and I don't like sweating when I'm in bed, unless there's a reason. Good evening, Bramall. It's been a while, matey. How are you? House is 30s, but efficient. New boiler, got 3 kids, all devices. Yeah, mate, same here. Good picture tonight. I'm glad to hear that, mate. The internet died literally 3 minutes before I came on, and it's like, oh no. But I charged my phone up ready just in case we had issues. I'm into that thing now. Spoiler alert, next 23 days of farming all day. I know. Or wine sour job is. I said to Matt, because Matt said to me, Mr. Low Cost Beer, he says, are there any beers that you do want or don't want? I says, no, just chuck whatever you chuck at me. I don't want to know what's coming. I don't want it to be all favourites. I want it to be something. Yeah, I want to come across a beer that's I'm not going to like so much. Scott and Wanda are doing a calendar this year, are they? I nearly did 2 calendars. Brewdog, someone near us was selling Brewdog calendars from last year for 13 quid. 30 beers. No, sorry, 24 beers for 13 quid. And I couldn't get one. 3 pallets. They sold out within an hour. I was so annoyed. Real Ale opened his freebie calendar this morning. Yeah, I don't get freebie calendars. 8 a.m. he was drinking a lager. Not at 8 a.m. in the morning. Some of us are working. I wouldn't do it. If I wanted to do it, I wouldn't do it. Unless I'm on holiday. Fair play there. Virgin Wines beer calendar. Oh, right. Yeah. They're expensive. I like what I'm doing here. I think this, for me, the only thing is, the beer calendars, 24 days of just Brewdog. Like last year, I loved doing the Thornbridge calendar, but 24 days of just Thornbridge. Even though I love doing their beers, it got a bit, oh God, not another bloody Thornbridge. 8 a.m. is too early. Yeah. I mean, if you've been on a night shift, fair play. Bullman Beer Reviews. I ain't doing a calendar. I've done a huge order instead. Fair play, mate. Yeah, I've not ordered no beers. There are some amazing box ticking beers coming out. So locally to me, Bang the Elephant this Saturday, 5 o'clock, are releasing their Emperor's Brewery collab, the Dark Side edition of Obi-Wan. I think it might be barrel aged. A sherry and whiskey barrel aged Lumiere. Lumiere was my favourite beer from last year. It is. I've already tasted it. It's absolutely stunning on keg. And then another one, a Venezuelan rum barrel aged Impi. 3 beers. I think it's about 23 quid for the 3 of them. 8 a.m. is the middle of the day for you, Luke. I've got far too many bottles in kegs. In no chance was a calendar coming through the door. Yeah, fair play. 18 dark beers. Well done, Greg. There's a company near me called Fire Rock Brewing Company, and they do an advent calendar with all the best Christmassy beers and whatnot. Good evening, Matt. And it's a stunning calendar. 125 quid. It's not cheap, but you're getting Impies, Belgian beers. You're not getting anything that's crap. But, obviously a lot of people struggling with money these days, obviously with the cost of eating and bloody food and petrol and whatnot. Supporting my bottle shop this year with my advent calendar. They need, just to show you, last year, the Brewdog had a hell of a lot of out-of-date calendars. So, but they can afford to waste money. Right. So, S43, New Zealand Pale. Let's turn that camera around. That's better. Do a bit of advertising while I'm drinking. And it's working quite well. I'm happy that, the internet's not gone down on me. I need to make sure I charge my phone at all times. Still get out of bed at 3 a.m. Track and brew by numbers. Fair play. Have you managed to dent all those orders that you've already got? You've got a shed load of beer. Bloody hell, you'd need a crowd of us to come around your ass and drink through some of that, unless you've defeated it. Yeah. Big news on the homebrew front this week. St. Peter's Brewery, that Plum Porter homebrew kit. Looking forward to brewing that, and to win the kit off St. Peter's was stunning. Just when I needed it most, I can get it brewed ready for Christmas Day. Review of it. Can't wait. Jaggers has added to it. Blech. That needs some help. Fair play there. Bought the 6 Belgian beers from Lidl. Yeah, they are stunners, aren't they? They are. Yeah, so easy drinking, albeit strong. Or sessionably strong, I mean, these days. Good evening, Jimmy. How are we? So as you can see, that is a beautiful looking pour from S43. New Zealand Pale Ale, 5.2%. Got to be honest, lovely tropical taste from it. Lovely kick on the back end as well from this. And whether it looks in the light, I need to get my light sorted out. I met the lighting a little bit better. I did the St. Peter's Milk Stout, the cream stout, and put a can of treacle in. Ooh. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to brew the St. Peter, the Plum Porter, brew it straight down the middle as it is. Then, once I've tasted it, seen how it is, then I'm going to play with it. And what I might do is actually go and get malt extract, tins of malt extract, probably stout extract, bash it in to bring the ABV up, but not use sugar this time. I'm going to have to find the money for these one beer order for Christmas. I want a new Cloudwater Imperial salted camel. Yeah, Cloudwater bringing some stunning beers out, aren't they? I keep an eye out on all the breweries, well, as many as I can stand to look at in one day. Oh, Craig, Grand Reserve, mate. Port infused, the large bottle or the small bottles? There's literally 3 versions. The version in the can, there's the version in the small bottle. The small bottle is the Grand Reserve, like you say. The big bottle, the 750ml, the more expensive bottle, is a port infused version, and wow, it's lovely. Has the homebrew kit been going up in price? There has been a few quid, yeah. Love Brewing put theirs up by £6, their Imperial Stout. They've all gone up by a couple of quid. Some of the low price ones have gone up by about £4. So, yeah. Port infused. You're going to absolutely love that. I can't wait to see your review. It's a treat. It's only 6.5%. So it's not a big beer. 6 or 7 years ago, it was a big beer. Tartar's just released 17% hazelnut Aberdeen Stout. Beers and banter. Yeah, I had their 17%er over at Castle Rock Brewery's yard party. Oh, went down a treat. Good evening, Mr. Vasco and Disco. How are you, mate? Happy damn whatever day of the week it comes. Oh, Disco. Yeah. I tell you what, we're in the middle of like a storm at the moment. Good evening, Thomas. Hope you're well. I need to keep my eye on the time. Once it gets to 6 o'clock, I'll have to knock off. Got to leave about 6:15. I'm going for a tasting night and a meal over at my workplace. So I'm going looking smart. Well, reasonably smart, Had it before it's for a bottle share. Yeah, superb beer, mate. Glad I opened this Fuller's Vintage. Never believe it's 8.5%. Do you feel, and this is me asking you, hey, beer reviewer asking the community, do you feel with beers, especially if you can drink the big impies, that nowadays you look at something years ago, 6.5, 6.6 was massive. I couldn't even drink McEwen's Champion years ago, 7.3, and I'm like, I'm not drinking that. It's too, and I couldn't drink it. It was too strong. Nowadays, I drink 14%ers, and it's like, whoa, that's going down a treat. And it's not hitting me. And it's strange how the world of beer, especially with craft beers at the moment, has changed. Just put a load of San Miguel in a big bowl of Staropramen. Never tried it before. Fair play. Our journey into lagers, beers, ciders, wines, spirits, we all start off on something. I was a lager drinker, Heineken, and Mansfield Best Bitter, until Marston's bought it. I'm not going down that road. And my mate got me into real ales back in, about 2007, 2008. And then we went from real ales to wines. Wines tasted like vinegar to me. And so on. And that progression has gone over the years. Now I can literally drink anything apart from Sambuca because I was ill as hell on it. Never again. Good evening, Chazzy Sunsets. I've the lurgy. I woke up this morning, mate, feeling absolutely god-awful. Hello, Billy. Are you ready for Christmas? Got your presents in? No, we've got no presents in. We're absolutely as far behind as we've ever been. No Christmas decorations up. I've got no kitchen. I've got one Paulie car that's having a new clutch. Another Paulie car that needs welding. Yeah, it's fun at the moment. And I've got a Paulie dog and all, so it's all good. Get more intoxicated by basic pub beers and home with impies. Beers and banter. Last week, I was drinking that. That's got a lovely flavour to it. Now the air's got to it. I was drinking Blue Monkey's Infinity Plus Strong Ale, 5.6%. Half a pint. Absolutely walloped me. I'm in the pub and I'm like, oh God, that's just gave me a right kicking. And then I had another pint to add to the woes. Mate of mine bought the other pint and yeah. Still opening the beer. Fair play, fair play. So I was going to go down the route there, but I forgot. Oh, so for those watching, got some interesting news. Well, for me at least, not for everybody else, but Lincoln Green Brewing have contacted me. And after Christmas, we're going to be doing a Raggy Brew 2. This time, I had no say in Raggy's Golden Ale. It was the recipe was done, the name was done, and all that. I've already asked them. Good evening, Mr. Hophouse. I've already asked them for either an Imperial Butterscotch Stout or beer, or an Imperial Banoffee Pie. And so This time when I go to the brewery, we're going to be doing videos throughout the day. I'm taking a day off work, videos throughout the day. Possibly get this Chromebook on if I get some internet to it. Do lives as well. Make a proper day of it. Bump the brewery up, but also showcase a brew day. And yeah, it should be amazing. I'll get the full news soon. So I don't know, Benjamin. It will be interesting. 12-hour shift, mate. Oh, I do feel sorry for you. After that hot summer we've had, it's Baltic today. You want to try working outside, mate? It's been awful this week. It's been very, very cold. Cheap ciders as a teenager. I did cheap ciders as a teenager. Yeah, ill as hell with it. No, yeah, these things happen, don't they? You know. Raggy's Dirty Blonde. It's going to be interesting. Now they're doing craft beers. They're doing craft beers now, Benjamin. So it's really interesting to see where they'll go. Good evening, Mr. Shark. Hope you're well. At Christmas, I'm going to be doing another grain brew. Looking forward to that. The Citra Pale Ale that I did nearly 5 months now. 5 months. Where are the months going? We're all getting older. And keeps my beers cold in my beer box. Yeah. The shed's at keg temperature now in the shed. Yeah. There's no chance a beer's going to spew up these days. Well, hopefully not, unless it's out of date. But these things happen. But yeah, I reviewed the Citra Pale Ale last night, and it's coming along. My Christmas beer is aging at the moment. Ooh, what's the Christmas beer? Out of curiosity. Imperials cost a bit and be a lot of work. Oh, on a brew day, so might not be so keen. Just ask John at Lord's. Oh, right. Has he just done one? Off on a 12-hour now myself on Mersey Rail. Rightio, mate. And cheers again for them beers. Chat. Have a good evening, mate. Safe journey to work. On the sick for the last 3 weeks. Broke my middle finger. Took nail off. Ooh, ouch. Ooh. Do you get full sick pay? Not so bad if you get full sick pay. Winter warmer, 8%. Fair play. Proper session strength beer, that is. Thank you, everyone, for joining in the chat, both now and in the future. Lovely to be doing the lives again. It's a sort of beer review, sort of chat. I will actually get around to actually doing the review at some stage, probably at the end, really. And so that people know that right at the end, unless it's a really super nice beer, full sick pay. It's worth breaking your finger for. Well, maybe not, but it's a nice time to be off work, mind you. Yeah, and it's really freezing. I don't think I'd get sick pay in my workplace, although I've never been off sick. I've not been off sick in, bloody hell, 12 years, I think. Yes, mate, definitely meet up in Nottingham. Yeah, some amazing venues in Nottingham. Got some good friends who are beer drinkers as well, who like their craft beers and know some good stuff as well. Got one mate, he really knows his stuff better than I do. And his daughter does as well, funnily enough. She really gets all the flavours. It's amazing, you know. The young generation really are good. Started a new job 2 weeks ago, off this afternoon. Wife gave you the lurg. Oh, it's a killer, isn't it? Especially into a new job. Especially at this time of the year. I've not seen much of the World Cup, Thomas. I did watch the England match the other night versus Wales. Part of me wanted Wales to do well because of the Nottingham Forest in there. But I think the other day, Foden was really good for England. Certainly showed that England, when they want, they can play. America just stopped them playing. But he should have changed the tactics. Checked out Doc's Beers, Grimsby. No, I need to. There's lots of breweries, isn't there? You know, I'd love to go around the country. Back at work doing 12-hour shifts. Can't wait for Christmas. Got 4 full days off for Christmas, mate. I feel that. You know, when I worked in retail, it was never easy. Love Castle Rock Blue Monkey. Got to try the unwrapped. Picked up some Black Iris. Yeah. A day in Nottingham and possibly a hotel room after. Especially if your wife likes the beers as well. Be a good day. Yeah. Why did Bale go off? Was he injured? That was a strange one. Strange one for Wales. I can't understand why you take Bale off. I agree putting Brennan Johnson on. I thought Ramsey wasn't that great nowadays. He seems to have gone off the boil. Argentina 8-1 and Richarlison for the Golden Boot. Not sure who he is. 4 days off for Christmas in retail is good, mate. Yeah. I remember doing Christmas Eve till 4 o'clock and then told, oh, you're coming in Boxing Day. And it's like, oh, great. No one's buying booze on Boxing Day. And no one did. I ended up walking around the shop looking for stuff to buy, shopping. Spent 150 quid on Boxing Day with Christmas presents for the following year. New job in education. Finished 2 weeks tomorrow for 2 weeks. Fair play. Oh, Mrs. likes her gins and fruity ciders. Oh dear. My missus is the same though. She's into the fruity ciders. And Baileys. She does like Baileys, and she'll probably have a Baileys tonight while I'm doing the driving duties. So, hence one beer, and luckily it's 5.2%, so it'll soon go out my system. But yeah, a lovely, easygoing, tropical beer, New Zealand Pale Ale with a load of malts that I've never heard of, to be honest. Made my own beer Advent Calendar, 25 winter Christmas ales. Then yesterday, my missus surprised me with a homemade calendar, so 50 beers over Christmas. You'll never get through them. I would. Being into the old cocktails, Long Island iced teas. It's the way forward to get smashed easy. Can't fault you. So yeah, the hops on this. Wahiti, I've heard of that, obviously. Nelson, Matueka, Strickle Bract, that's a new one. And Motia. And yeah, it's a couple of hops there I've never heard of. Put that back up there. First time in 4 years, you're off for the whole of Christmas. That is awesome, mate. I haven't booked my holidays for Christmas yet, but I'm in a job where basically there's no stress about booking. When I worked for Sainsbury's, as soon as January the 1st come out, you had to book your holidays for the whole year. Otherwise, you wouldn't get your time off, which is crap, you know. And you get all them people that are in on that the first day, get them all booked in. They all get all theirs, you know, first come, first served. And it's a bit crappy, you know. I took it with rata. So every 6 weeks, each week, I get a week and 6 weeks and some holidays paid. Pro rata, fair play. Yeah, education's a strange one, isn't it? You know, with the hours and that. Well, it's nice to get paid when you're not there. Can't fault it in that respect. So, got a fortnight for Christmas. Fair play. I think I'm going to take the Friday off, which is the 23rd. Yeah, because Sunday's the 25th, isn't it? Or is Saturday the 25th this year? I can't bloody remember. Just opened my first day. Big idea. Oatmeal stout from Mobley Brewhouse. I've had that one. Yeah, it was a nice beer, that was, mate. In a small can, small bluish looking can. Yeah, I've had that. It went down really well. In fact, I gave a can away to a mate, and he enjoyed it as well. And I got that from Holborn's. Yeah. And don't seem to have oat on their site these days. Well, nothing I can see anyway. It's all out of date stock, or stock that's not in stock. Why you'd still have stock that's not in stock on your site is beggars belief, you know, because all you're doing is scrolling pages to get to one thing that's something's in bloody stock. Disco not cancelling Christmas. Oh no. I love Christmas. We're a bit behind this year. Yeah, 330ml can. We're a bit behind this year because obviously we can't even get to anything. Tonight's the night when our new fridge goes on. The old fridge freezer is going to get shoved outside. And even though we're a week behind on our kitchen now because it's some crappy joiner, Benjamin should be a great month, mate. As word spreads as well. They'll not all be at 5:15, mind you. You know, this is just an exception. There might be a couple that are later. Sunday will probably be 6 o'clock. Saturday might well be 7 o'clock, simply because, Auburn's do a lot of keg stuff, don't they? And mini kegs, mini casks as well. But yeah, I'm out Saturday and Sunday all day drinking, but I will be doing the lives because I said I am. I'm doing it, and how pissed I am. Well, there's another thing, especially on Sunday because there's some 13% imperial stout, so getting home is going to be key, and trying not to get too drunk on the way home. Oh mate, the joiner, 2 fucking days. So. The joiner, the proper joiner, went off sick on Monday. He was ill. Fair play, you know, if he's ill, he's ill. So no joiner Monday. Tuesday, they sent this joiner, an agency joiner. We didn't know it was agency joiner. He comes in, says to the wife, oh, I've never fitted kitchens. And I thought, you're a joiner and you've never even touched the kitchen. Strange. I mean, you might not be a kitchen fitter, but really? First day, 2 fucking units, and it's like, what? And then yesterday, he'd put about 4 units up, and he'd bust the plumbing twice, and he's been sacked. And no joiner today, so tomorrow we're hoping the joiner comes back to work. We've had a storm lately. Yes, a shite storm. It's that bad that I'm laughing now. Every time something bad happens, I'm just laughing. It's like, what? That's just hilarious, you know. I'm getting to the stage where I'm not stressing. And that's something for me, not to stress. I'm just laughing. Today, when the car needed the welding done, it's like £500 to make a bed, and he's done a runk. Disco. Fair play. I really like the Halloween and bonfire night period. Autumn nights and fireworks. I normally do. But we've had such a busy day this year. Learned this week that Calender Brewery went bust. Yeah. I've been brought out. Yeah. Thornbridge. Yeah. I think Thornbridge are actually doing the brewing, mate. Good evening, Tad. And welcome, mate. They won't be this early in the future, so I do apologise for that. Our builder, Riding Tonto, put our new kitchen arse backwards. Oh. I could show you my kitchen, but I'm disgusted to show you my kitchen. It's an absolute hole. We share the same joke writer as well, Bramwell. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, it's so bad, the kitchen is. I've got to move my cooker into the front room tomorrow. So we've got a big range oven that's got to go in the front room tomorrow. It's just hilarious. Good evening, Martin. How are we? Yeah, it's great to see the old community coming back together. I will be more on the ball with this. I've learnt, thanks to Mersey Beers, that dropping the resolution helps with the internet connection and all the issues that I've had. Using the Chromebook's great because the microphone's great on here. Picture quality it's low res. It's nothing like my beer reviews these days, but I'm just happy to be able to do it again. Part of your wishes you need to ask dickhead neighbours. The only problem is, mate, you get dickheads even when you own your house. They're everywhere, aren't they? You know, idiot neighbours. Some people are rich and just arses, and yeah, it's having neighbours. I pray when this one next door to me, Lee, he's on about downgrading, and that'll be interesting because he's very, very quiet. Good evening, Philanchi. December is my beer month, fair play. Kicking off with layer cake. I do like layer cake. You know, Brewdog Brewdog do some bangers, and then they do some not so good beers. But and Pale Rider's corking beer. Yeah, I need to get that. A review of that for my collection, as it were. I live opposite a little farm. The geese do my head in. It's the cockerels in the morning. Ooh, 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 ooh. Imagine that every morning. You just do nothing. We had one on the Arboretum. We had a cockerel, and the complaints we used to get. It's absolutely hilarious. Good evening, Johnny. Yeah, the Citra Pale. To be honest, I drank it the other night, and it didn't look great in the bottle. And then I did it last night with the lights on, and it looked okay. I mean, let's be fair, that is crystal beautiful looking colour. It may not look as good on the background, but it is. And last night, the Citra, the review's coming up later because I'm out tonight. But it's turned out well. And I do want to do more grain brewing. I'm all right till about 6:05, but at 6:20, we've got to drive. Yeah, 15-minute drive to my workplace. And I've got some stonking beer reviews coming up for the whole of this month. I've got the 24 from these, and then I've got my Christmas presents. The wife's getting me some absolute belters for Christmas. So the Bang the Elephants, the Totally Brewed, barrel aged. I want to get Black Iris Breweries. I push my fingers into mince pies, which can, you've got to be careful where you go with that one. Yeah. But still holding its aroma, still smelling nice. I mean, what are we, 41 minutes in, and it's still really cold. And the shed's cold, really. I've got my gas fire on down here. Yeah, down there. Yeah. And I'll be doing reviews around Christmas. I've got the Plum Porter kit coming at some stage. I really wish that St. Peter's get it to me earlier than they're going to release it. Good evening, John. How are you? Really hoping my local bottle shop has that Black Iris one, but I opted to save the Cloud Water Imperial instead. Yeah, I've not seen it yet. And at the moment, we're being punished, absolutely being punished for buggery with money. So I may well get the Black Iris one after Christmas. It is what it is. Yeah, Mrs. Waggy can get drunk tonight. I'll get a drink when I get home, though. Yeah, job's a good one. Yeah, I'm not messing about. I'll do a late beer review down the shed. My GP asked me, Mr. Woodbridge, do you drink a lot? No. Yeah, never admit. Right, I'm at New Street now, so off to work. Enjoy your work, mate. Have a good one. Thanks for joining in. The occasional tipple, we all like the occasional tipple, don't we? Right, get a Kvik yeast and it will reduce your firm time on the kit. Will it add any different flavours to the brew? But yeah, I know what you mean. Kvik is crazy, isn't it? Thinking of doing a Kvik Imperial simply because the brewing's absolutely mad. Punished by buggery. What would happen if you got an impy for one day in terms of driving? If you got an impy for day one in terms of driving, yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'd let the wife drive me there while I'm eating and sober up, and then I'd drive back. Yeah, depends how big the bottle or can was as well. You know, how many units are on the can. Carlsberg Export is the tipple. Fair play. You know, we all drink what we like. You know, I don't agree with anybody telling you, oh, you don't want to drink that. You don't drink that. We drink. We've all got different taste buds anyway. And 5 minutes. So I'll knock off at 6:05. More strikes this month. The country is in a mess, isn't it? Why are we not windfall taxing the gas companies and the petrol companies and the banks and balance it out? Give it back to the people so they can spend more and can bring prices down. Anyone tried pressure brewing on it, doing an IPA at the moment? No, never done that. Why is Hobgoblin Bold 5.2 and cans 4.5? It's a strange one, mate. I have no idea. It's like Adnam's Broadside is 6.3 in bottle, 4.8 on cask. That is a stunning difference. He unwrapped his house yeast is Kvig. I won't be surprised. Yeah, the beers they're chucking out to be doing new beers every single week on that small kit they've got. It is a small kit. Is stunning. They'll just brew it differently. Chaz, yeah, they'll do a brew directly for bottles and a brew for cans. Why they change it? No idea. Yeah, why? Yeah, it's a strange one. Yeah, I'll have to ask a brewer that. Might even ask Lincoln Green on the day when I'm down there. So looking absolutely spot on. This is so if you buy more pints in the pub plus raggy lower tax with lower ABV. Windfall tax doesn't work, only counts gas and electricity, doesn't come, that comes from the UK. It doesn't include any obtained offshore. Crap into it. But if they're charging us in this country for it and they're making profit on it, then we should be able to. I personally think, coming from a poor background at least. So S43 Brewery, New Zealand Pale Ale, 5.2%. For those coming in and thinking he'll review it at the end. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. 5.2%. Got a load of hops in there. Some hops I've never heard of. Stricklebracht and what was that other one? Good evening, Chris. How do? Yeah, I can't even read it with these eyes. Motia. Never heard of it. Yeah, that would be the way. Benjamin, wouldn't it? I sound like Arthur Scargill from the right part of the world, mind. But I agree, you know, Conservatives, we really need the Conservatives out. Although I don't know if Labour will do any better a job anyway. Lovely yellowy orange pour on this. It really is a lovely pour. Still retaining its head. We are 47 minutes into a beer review. Still retaining its head. Still got a lovely aroma to it. It's probably warmed up a bit now. Well, not much. It's not that warm in here. But nationalise the trains. Companies haven't got it. Yeah. It's just showing you that these companies are just Mickey takers, aren't they? Profit over service. You've got to deliver service. Get some glasses. I have got some glasses somewhere. Yeah, can't find them. Not with this house at the moment. It's a bomb site. So yeah. You'll hear that later. You'll hear that later on the next review, because I did a review last night and I was at the stage where I was getting a bit rattled. Still winning my Sprinter 3-1-2 Sodom. Bless you. So lovely tropical aroma on this. Still tasting nice tropical. Cheers, Benjamin. And there's a lovely fruitiness in this. It's a real shame that today I've heard that S43 are closing down. It's really sad to see any brewery close down. Let's hope someone comes and rescues their beers, although VAUX apparently are brewing them. But yeah, it's really sad. You know, the beer industry's gone through 2 years of crap. And it just seems like this cost of living crisis is again affecting, because people can't afford to spend. Although let's be fair, it's probably cheaper to go to the pub and have a cheap meal than it is to sit at home if you're eating on, spending all your money on food and that. So in any case, tasting tropical, lovely fruity back end, already sold for. Just bought kit and recipes. Yeah, I bet they did. And the ability to brew it as S43, use their name. But yeah, tasting great for me. Good 4.3 out of 5. Lovely tropical beer. Really sad though, you know, to hear that they've gone. And that's it for this live. Cost of supping crisis. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an interesting year for the pubs. Interesting winter. I did speak to a local brewery boss with 21 pubs, and he's saying we are nervous going into this winter. You know, we need people to come and support us. Yeah. And that's it for this review. So thank you all for joining in. Be at a more normal time tomorrow night, probably about 6 o'clock, actually, if anything. Thank you all for joining in, and we'll see you soon. Cheers, all. I need to turn it off now. And there we go. Cheers. The end? No? Still going.